my bachelor's from Indore and master's from digital architecture and tectonics from Pune University, which is affiliated from AA London. So, digitalization in architecture. So, we will be talking about the advancements of digital architecture. So, today within architecture, digital tools from machine learning to fabrication technologies, from artificial intelligence to big data, are becoming more and more ubiquitous and preservative and quickly increase the interest and impact of these technologies are having. We will have in our daily lives as a rapidly expanded the use of these tools in architecture schools, small independent firms and international corporate practices, from augmented reality for construction to 3D printing architectural models to using an artificial intelligence within the design process. So we will be talking about some advanced technologies for the fabrication and in constructions also, and in architecture also. And also these throughout we experience how the built environment is. The digital is everywhere, from infrastructures we use to navigate the world to the objects we use to communicate. So what is digitalization? Basically, digitalization is the process in which everyday life is changed by technology. By adopting the digital methods, businesses can be significantly improve their output, efficiency, and potentially even profits. What are the key benefits of digitalization? So, see, we are understanding first what is digitalization and how it is incorporated in architecture. So, it increases the efficiency as digital methods are simply faster than humans, reduces the cost of operations, allow data to be analyzed easily, safer storage for data by using cloud as a opposed to filling systems and archives, lack of human error. What is digital architecture and how it is incorporated? The digitization is incorporated in architecture. In today's economy, technology is a part of every single aspect of our life. Digital architecture uses computer aided design, programming, simulations, and image to create a virtual form and physical structures. This is pushed the boundaries of the imaginations in architecture. The same can be said to refer the other aspects of architecture that are defined by digital technologies. Today, technological advancements have been brought virtual reality and augmented reality to use in architecture. So we will be looking into the what kind of technology we are now today and what are the advancements in our design field, right? In terms of virtual reality, augmented reality, and it pushes the boundary of our imagination. So, what are the digital technologies that are, overtaking our design field today? Virtual spaces. See, space has long have been important concepts in architecture, and architectural spaces and forms have been continuously evolved due to the appearance of new concept of space. Since the innovation of internet, IoT, that is Internet of Things, new spaces have been created through the computers. To understand how human beings in the digital age experiences these new virtual spaces and to discover the implications of the possible new concepts of the space into the physical real world. So these are some technologies that has been used, that is augmented and virtual reality, to imagine your concepts, to imagine your design in a real time world. So not only these technologies already have been used in games like Minecraft is a best example of digital architecture. So digital architecture is not limited to concepts and ideas but also represent the space that require human interaction, like virtual environment created in games. Like you all have played GTA, you all have played San Andreas, you all have played many games, Counter Strikes, etc., etc. There is some kind of infrastructure in that game. Why don't we imply that technology into our design field? Why not? So during the recent years, the term virtual and virtual space has been a central part of our culture. These terms have been different meanings depending on the context, from imaginary aspects to metaphysics and high tech. Virtual spaces is digital, and that we can use in architecture. Virtual spaces in a gaming platform. So these are the you can see these are the two pictures you have looking into your screen. These are the two games that you have played in your childhood, or maybe you are playing it right now. So architecture is important part of video games. So many design field, recruit students of architecture for their gaming simulations and to work in the gaming industries. So this is also a one boundary of architecture field that is hired by video game most companies. So together they form a simulated space. Architecture in video games is like a real in life. It is always present and plays an important role. In video games, there are different categories, though. Architecture with realistic backgrounds. You have played GTA. Most of you, like the boys, already have played GTA. So they have seen all the infrastructures, and you're walking into the streets, and you have taken the car, and etc. So why don't we use these in our design to make it more in a real time? May push our imagination boundaries. All right. So now another technology is VR, the new revolution. VR actually is a virtual reality, a computer generated simulation of three-dimensional image or an environment that can interact in a seemingly real or a physical way by a person using a special electronic equipment. So in VR, you have this special VR equipment, like a helmet. Inside there is a glove fitted sensors. In recent years, VR has started to make its own way in architecture as well, in bringing a whole new level of customer interaction. With VR, there is no need of even 3D printing or maybe models, as experience for customer gets immersive and powerful on the scale of 1:1. So VR is a different experience. It is architecture in VR is not limited to customer experience. There is now new ways, although limited ways, to create an entire architectural drawing in VR environments. So we have also softwares for VR like Fuzzer and Iris VR. So let's watch one video. If video doesn't play, please ma'am interrupt me.
Ma'am, video is not audible.
Ma'am, there is no sound actually.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. See the kind of interaction she's showing through her hands, the simulation she's showing, that imagination into a real space. These are the sensor based, and this is a real world, real time world that you have, put those sensor in your helmet and imagine everything that you are creating. So everything is controlled by you in your real time simulations. And another video for architects especially. So this is one architect who uses actually VR in his projects, like starting with the concepts by hand to the concepts in the VR, the real time concepts, imagination into 1:1 scale. I'm taking it a little forward. See the kind of space arrangements and the one is to one reality he is looking into, and the sketching he is doing in real time by imaginations in one is to one scale. So this is the advancement people are using to push our field's boundary. So this is the space that you can look into whatever you've designed, and you can work like faster way, and there is a less human error. So he's sketching into 3 dimensions. He's imagining whatever he has designed in real time. See the kind of scale, see the kind of imagination of the spaces. So in future, like you have experienced technological advancements like these. So see, he's sketching into the real world in one is to one scale. So you can go to these architects. So these are using VR. Now back to the presentation. So, what can we expect? We are, of course, a new in architecture, and applicability is limited. However, we can say for sure that will come and already changing the way how companies interact with the customers. The client now has totally different perspective, and beside the speed, cost, and many other things, it will change. We are also bring the possibilities to have a customer to get more engaged with the architects. Now augmented reality in architecture. You all have heard about the IKEA Mumbai. Yeah, you have seen many furniture websites, furniture apps, which let your furniture place like your furniture digitally placed into a space that is augmented reality. So, what is augmented reality environment in architecture? So, Microsoft has developed this new technology called HoloLens, which is even more immersive environment than VR. It is newer as a technology, but through it, the architects work together with a virtual environment and real environment. It's an amazing tool. AR also found applicability in smartphone apps and other mobile softwares that engage in planning, designing, and construction at a whole level. Even in interior has become more engaging. The customer now plan ahead how the favorite sofa will look like through IKEA catalog app and see how their sound system fits and bank AR app, augmented reality in architecture and digital architecture. So these two images you have seen, these are the augmented reality apps. So if you यदि आप download करोगे HoloLens आपके app में, and if you connect it to the SketchUp, for example, so you can see your models in a real time spaces. If you, for example, you have constructed a table, you have made a table as a product, and you want to see ki how it will going to look at my space, right? So you can download that HoloLens from an Play Store, and you can connect it through any 3D software, and you can see ki how your space will look like. So this is how you can imagine your furnitures, you can imagine your 3D models in a better way. So I'm going to play the video number 3. You just need to scan, you need to scroll, select, and you can place your furniture, and you can imagine how the color looks, how the scale is there. So they are using augmented reality. So there are many apps like HoloLens. You can create your own structures in that. So view your furniture as it in your own space. Now, the 3D printing technology. Even I have used this 3D printed technology in my masters. 3D printing is important component of digital architecture. Speed, visualization, and cost reduction with 3D printing companies are now able to deliver faster to the customers, be more visible, and save lots of money. Scale and details. The 3D printing models can have different sizes and amount of details is remarkable compared to the method that we use in past. So we have used like 4x sheets, those glues, those cutters to create our models in in our architecture college days. But the advancement, you all can use the advancement like laser cutting models and 3D printed models, so you can save your time and you can work more on your designs. So freedom with the 3D printers give the creators the freedom to create models they would not able to create through the conventional methods in the past. So video number 4, we are looking into the 3D printing technology. So this is my own video. This is my own model that I was creating for high rise. So this is how your 3D print looks. These have I'm sorry. Okay. And this is how models are transforming. So you actually they have made the models in your software and CST फाइल में सेव होता है ठीक है this is a 3D printer which create your models. So from a micro scale to a macro scale, for example, to making your thesis model or maybe your design model till the real 3D printed house. And also they have 3D printed the bridges also. So this is how it works. So as a student right now you all can use 3D printers. आप सभी को 3D softwares आते हैं, so you all can actually save your time, work on your design more, and don't worry about these type of model makings and everything. These are just matter of like half an hour or 1 hour for these type of models, and you can 3D print like this in a 3D printer. So we have many 3D printers in Indore also. So you can just contact me ki where we should go for to print our thesis model or design models. So this is a very easy and convenient method. So this is the whole model they have 3D printed. 90% of cost saving for a typical contextual models. And we can make like model with combination of laser cutting the boards and 3D printed our blocks, or maybe the base is of acrylic. So I'll show you my 3D printed models. So this is the actual 3D printed models which I have made in my masters. So the first one is a column, it's a gyroid column. Second one, we have designed a city. So it's a city planning level model. So the white ones are the purely 3D printed models. And this is also a 3D printed model of the futuristic city that we have designed in our masters. So this is the white ones are the 3D printed models, and rest everything is of MDF and laser cutted through the CNC machines. So this is the world first 3D printed steel bridge in Amsterdam. You can search for this project. So this is a first 3D printed bridge, and this is the world first 3D printed house. And this is the India's first 3D printed house by an IITian. Now, robotics in architecture. So for the robot, we have KUKA PRC to work for architecture. So for that, we have softwares like Rhino Grasshopper and plugin KUKA PRC for interface. We can use these kind of robots in bricklaying, in constructions, or maybe um, used in many sites. इससे क्या होगा कि there is a less human error and the जो भी टाइम लगने वाला होता है आपकी साइट पे that is very less. Time saving, money saving, and there is a minimum wastage of material on the site. So, robot revolutionizing architecture future. The technologies for controlling robot machines, robotic arm in a particular are especially adaptable for a transition into architecture and design. The collaboration between the KUKA and rhinoceros and grasshopper, it allows designer not only to control robots with a program already widespread in the architectural profession, but also to simulate the actual fabrication project process digitally. The visual interface and the real-time simulation allow an artist with no previous computer modeling experience to digital design and robotically fabricate a structure. So this is the video 5 that I'm playing, that how a KUKA robot lay your bricks in a no time. So this is a very interesting to watch, like the time which your mason takes to build one brick wall. Like it is so fast, it lay around 60 bricks per minute. Maybe it can lay more than 60 bricks per minute depending on the speed and the geometry of your wall or maybe your structure. So इससे क्या होगा, less of human error and lots of money savings, and and also you can save the labor cost. This is how people operate. These robots already have made many buildings in no time, like 3 to 4 days they want to build up the structure. You can see the precision of material this robot have using. So this is one project which done by Gramazio and Kohler in ETH Zurich in 2016. See the kind of a brick they have laid with the robot. So at ETH Zurich, the Gramazio and Kohler an architectural partnership that is specially known for its contribution to digital fabrication and robotic construction, taught at a class using robotic arm to lay a brick. This course they described it. So this is a wall which they have created first computationally in Grasshopper and Rhino, and then they have used that particular technology, that is a robotic construction, the KUKA robot, to lay those bricks. So these are basically done on a point cloud basis. So they have created the geometry, step number 1. They have created the geometry, step number 2. They have break this particular structure into a point cloud. Step number 3, they have assigned the brick to the point structure, point cloud, and then they have um, applied those materials, those um, what we can say, they applied those binding materials, and then the kind of fabrication they have used, the structure. So this is how it builds your this particular structure. Okay, now the most um, new thing in architecture field is going on right now is artificial intelligence and machine learning and generative design. What is this? What is artificial intelligence? A machine learning and generative design have begun to shape architecture as we know it. As a system and tool to use reimagination and the built environment, they present the diverse opportunities to rethink traditional workflows. The designer also fear they may have inversely affect practice, but limiting the service of the architects. So, looking into building technologies, new companies are creating the softwares and project to explore the future of the design. So, this is the AI, that is machine learning and generative algorithm. I think that was yes. So this is Sol Armor. He's a behind Autodex. He's showing how a machine learning you can experiences these kind of advancements in your structures. What is AI and machine learning? So you have these kind of plans. So you can generate n number of options by putting your requirements and putting your filtration criteria, just like you have used those GPS to guide you throughout your city. So in this particular machine that you feed your data, for example, if you want to build a house of 50 cross 20, that is 100,000 square feet, right? And you are putting some kind of requirements that you want a living room, you want a washroom, you want a master bed, attached toilets, etc, etc, and you want two floors. And then you put the filtration criteria as you want a daylight, the maximum exposure towards your the front facade. Sorry, I'm pausing it right now. So the maximum towards your front facade. So these are the filtration criteria you feed into your system, and it will give you 5,000 different options for a same planning, for the same particular requirements. And then according to the filtration criteria, you select the best possible options according to your filtration criteria. So this is the smart artificial intelligence people are using right now. Now the generative design, this is a basically generated by computers. You put n number of options, like you have to code your particular building according to the daylight. And then, for example, you want to maximum exposure of the southern facade, like the daylight exposure. So you just play with those window sizes, और आप उसको optimize कर सकते हो अपना you can optimize your daylight on that facade based on a certain data. So that is generated by your computers, right, to achieve the maximum daylight, to reduce the solar heat gain, etc, etc. And then analyzes the materials, and you can see the grasshopper code they have generating right now. So human and machine collaboration. What is human and machine collaboration? So we have 3D printing technologies again. We can just create everything into a virtual reality. We have seen the augmented reality, and we can see the how much uh, we can push the imagination boundaries, and we can imagine the structure kind of structure loads that particular model will take based on the materials and some structural elements. This is everything is calculated by the machine. So Autotex is working right now into these kind of technologies. So there is one a short video of generative plan, how a plan is generated on certain area and certain levels. So this is your your software allows you to generate an option based on these kind of areas, widths, entry, and these requirements. So you change the area of bedroom, automatically the space planning will change. You change the area of bathroom, automatically your space planning will change. You change the area of the whole house, the boundary of the whole house, accordingly your um, planning will change. And if you fit those filtration criteria, you want a maximum view from outside, you want a maximum exposure from outside the facade. So this is how your machine will generate your 5,000 plus plans of a single requirement. One more video I would like to show you. Yeah. So this is a multiple objective generative systems. This is a tower which our computer is generating based on your floor plates and based on the solar radiation. So this is how this is for the environment, solar radiation, overshadowing, airflow. This is a planning filtration criteria, that is a view obstruction, layout organization, structure deviation, feasibility, and constraint is a area. Matlab area is fixed for the tower and area is fixed for the upper floors, but rest is everything is changing according to the environmental factors like solar radiation, overshadowing, airflow. So Zaha, Arid architects, and these are the big shot companies in our design field. They are using these type of technologies to creating a massive structures, right? So this is how they imagine the core areas, the floor plates and everything. So this is how they just put those structural members, the cores. This is how they place those glass panels. Okay. So we have seen that automation has finally reached our decks. It is few years ago we believed that the technology, including robots, could replace the work done by humans, minus the design specification and some creative aspects. So we were wrong. So new method for architects to present their ideas and plans. Traditionally, when discussing the plan, design, and ideas to either their team or client, architects could only share sketches. However, with the technology forever improving and advancing, they are now able to share the models and virtual reality experiences. How you feel about as an architect, your client come to you, your office with their tentative ideas, tentative requirements, and you afterwards you show to them your their whole design in the virtual reality. Sounds really cool. So easier to help and understand the plans and design and ideas, the virtual and augmented reality, architects will find it far easier to others to understand and envision their plans, design, and ideas. So it is basically good for us as an architects to make our client understand our designs. So it is bit as in practicing architect, it is a bit very difficult to um, explain your client your design in one go, right? So with these type of technologies, your client will understand and envision your ideas, and overall the impressive technology will make the overall project far easier, quicker, and potentially cheaper. Can reduce the future cost. The costs could be reduced because it is likely that few amendments or changes does require fewer material workers, etc. This is because architects can produce more and accurate design and also help the client who may not have no architectural knowledge, of course, and understand what they're planning more clearly. Architects can test their design before construction, actually, and architects can imagine their structures, calculate their structural loads, etc. Optimize those. You can actually feel at that space and you can feel how much the light coming in your interior spaces. So the virtual and augmented reality provides the architect with a valuable and useful opportunity to taste out the designs for the project before construction take places. Simulations are the very important part these days. They allow them to use avatars mimic human behaviors that can help to detect a potential problems or hazards early on. And these by doing this, architects can prefer their work and ensure it is best standard before it's created. Now you can with the simulations you can calculate the structural loads in your buildings before make it constructed. You can actually, if you have an opportunity ever to create a 55 floor tower, etc. So actually you can see in this first image, actually you can see those wind flow, ki how much wind is affecting your structures. So this is the basic simulations that you can do, and how much the sound your building is receiving, and how can you control that sound is coming from outside by placing your models into simulations, right? Communication is improved using building information modeling. So BIM, formerly known as the abbreviation BIM, is used by almost all the architects. Before, communication was slow and could often be misconducted or lost. Nowadays, from beginning of any project, when using BIM, everyone is involved and can put all their ideas into the spaces, right? So these are some of the energy calculations and simulations for the spatial load visualization. So these are some examples that your softwares, your machine allowed you to generate your building for the better performance, environmentally better performance, structurally better performance, etc. And on the city level planning, it is amazing. You can actually calculate the pedestrian movements, that from the metro station, for example, if you're designing a metro station, how much will be the vicinity, the spatial movement throughout that particular building by doing spatial visibility analysis. All right, these are calculate your visibility of the object with the context. ठीक है, तो एनालिसिस ग्रिड वो लोग ले करते हैं इस पे, एंड देन दे कैलकुलेट व्हाट आर द फैक्टर दे वांट टू कैलकुलेट. So these are some radiation analysis. I'm so sorry that picture is not clear. Again, radiation analysis, and on the city level planning. Thank you. I think we have questions. Is there any question? Ma'am, is there any questions from student side?
No, ma'am. There isn't any question in the Q&A. I think a question is appearing. How is this technology cost effective in India?
Actually, this technology basically, if we are incorporate this technology into our Indian context, actually it reduces the human errors, it reduces the labor costs, and it reduces the project time. And these are the technologies which already used by very big shot firms like Zari, the architects and everything, like incorporated these technologies into our Indian context. Actually, it's very necessary. If I am doing a project of 1,000 square feet, for example, so it will take around 5 to 6 months to complete that particular civil construction. Why? If I incorporated my technology into my projects, I can work better, right? So we have like in our masters, we have a KUKA robot in our college, and we have used that particular thing which lay a 60 brick per hour. आप JCB use करते हो, you use big machines to construct your buildings. Why not using these type of technologies into construction, into with your clients, राइट. आप ये वाला जो टेक्नोलॉजी है दैट इज वी आर इन एजी, ठीक है, ये टेक्नोलॉजी आप तो स्केचअप के साथ भी यूज कर सकते हो, फॉर टू बेटर explain your clients your design ideas, right? So incorporating those thing is very very necessary. Where in India is this technology being used for small projects? Like in India right now, very less, like one or two projects, which is like one is I've shown in the 3D printing project that is created by one IITian person, and so these are the technology which is yet to come into our Indian context. Can advancement in technology decrease the demand of architects in the future? Why? As you told, that plan could be auto generated if requirements is given and is also calculated the daylight and solar radiation. Why there is no need of architects in future? Now who will handle those projects? Machine can allow you to give you certain options. The decision maker is an architect. How much the daylight you required for that particular space? If everything is done by a machine, right? So I know less of human error, but the decision maker is an architect, and also a client has a certain requirements. So advancement of these technology will give you, a boundary to push your imagination. But at the end, decision maker is an architect. Ki what kind of planning is, going further, right? This is the best possible solution which I am providing to my um, client. So he has given me certain requirements and I am giving him a certain, a best possible solution according to his context. So India में ये technology आना is like it is very necessary, I feel, and we need like these advancements to push our design boundaries. And also, from starting from the first year, students need to understand everything, starting from sketching is very necessary, handwork is very necessary, but also what technology is incorporated and what technology is used by those big shot companies, those big shot architects. So that is very necessary to, अपने field का knowledge is very necessary कि what is a new thing, new project is coming into market, new technology is coming into market. It is very very necessary. What is the reason is that technology is not flourishing in India and outside India is because its initial cost is more. In coming time, the cost, these are the companies, for example, uh, right now Ratan Tata sir has, started with automated cars and automated fuel charging stations. Have you ever believed that these kind of projects will be coming into 2025, will come like automatically charging station will, आपने imagine किया था कि ये project आएगा? नहीं. But still people are working on such futuristic projects, such kind of projects, right? So in coming time, the India will be expected more into technological form, like more technology in terms of construction, in terms of any field. Like आप IT में भी आज work from home कर रहे हो, right? So they have a strongest security systems which is not cracked by not easily, right? So these technology has a good initial cost, but in future we can expect the technology in a lesser cost, because we need those technology and our company will automatically make those technology visible, available to all of us. Like there are some companies which is working on KUKA, the robotic constructions. There are some companies, good construction companies. So let's expect good technological advancement in few years. Is there any other questions? Like I would suggest to the future upcoming architects and like the students of architecture that please be aware what are the projects are coming into the market, what are the technologies are coming into market, and how you gonna contribute your ideas into those, you know. So please be aware, read read whatever you feel like related to your projects, related to your field. Please read and please be aware about whatever is coming new into the market. Automatically आप सब उतरने वाले हो field में, everybody is going to be in the field in next few years. So you should be aware of those technologies and what are the interesting and new projects coming into the market. So automatically you will learn, right? And you will push your imagination boundaries. I think you all may watch these type of advancements on YouTube. Like these projects have shown these technology. It is half of the thing which I have shown to you all. Like there is lot more, right? So you can go and you can read about everything. Read about artificial intelligence in architecture. Read about machine learning. So there are some courses which is like UCL लंदन ने ये कोर्स निकाला है, एंड देन दी फ्यू AA लंदन है. बहुत सारे ऐसे कॉलेजेस हैं which are started these kind of master courses after your bachelor's, right? So advancement तो हो रही है, and in few years we can expect these technologies is very useful to us, right? So read, research. Okay ma'am, I'm done.
Thank you, ma'am, for such an informative session. I request all the participants to give your valuable feedback to the link that I have mentioned in the chat box for getting your e-certificate. Thank you all for being with us for this webinar. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Hello, sir.